Thank you, Rita. Gracefully, I was not held up by the impeachment hearings in Washington. Bonsoir tout le monde. C'est un grand plaisir pour moi être parmi vous ce soir. What an incredible honor it is to be here with all of you tonight to pay tribute to a truly remarkable man and an extraordinary Canadian, Mr. Max Eisen. Since we learned of Max's incredible story, my team at the Consulate General has been seeking an opportunity to bring up Mr. Eisen to New York. I have to say that for a man of his age, he has a very busy schedule, and it was not easy to get him here. Thank you, Max, for joining us, and thank you to Hanover Press, USC Shoah Foundation, the International March of the Living, and the Museum of Jewish Heritage for bringing Max here this evening to tell his story. As a diplomat, I've had many incarnations. I've spent a lot of time in Europe, and one of the most memorable opportunities for me as a family was to visit Poland and to travel to Auschwitz with my family, with my wife, with my son, and to see and to share with them the tragedies, the horrors, and the legacy of Auschwitz. I am deeply and profoundly inspired by the courage and strength of Holocaust survivors who, despite the depth of the evil they faced and despite the complexity of their emotions, understand that the Holocaust needs to be real for those who were not there, to reconcile the unspeakable horrors of the Shoah with the enduring faith in humanity. Canada has been profoundly shaped by the approximately 40,000 Holocaust survivors who resettled in our country after the Holocaust. And I must add, Canada has acknowledged the devastating results of our own inaction and apathy towards Jews in the Nazi era, when in 1939, Jewish refugees on board the MS St. Louis were turned away, and for which our Prime Minister issued a formal apology in our House of Commons in November of 2018. The lessons of the Holocaust are clear, but need to be repeated. As Prime Minister Trudeau has said, never again is not a phrase, it's a promise to stand up to the dangers of hatred and discrimination and the irreversible consequences of inaction and indifference. As a New Yorker, we know all too well, and as recent horrific anti-Semitic attacks right here in New York have made all too clear, hatred has not yet run its course on this earth. We must be vigilant because what we also know is that the modern tools to promote hate are infinitely more sophisticated than Goebbels' radio, newspaper, and film. Speaking with my colleagues and learning, I'm inspired by the Talmudic saying, "Whoever saves a single life saves an entire world." And given the ripple effect of Max's unyielding commitment to educate younger generations about the dangers of racism and bigotry, I think we can say that by saving Max, this surgeon saved much more than one. The opportunity to hear a first-hand account from a survivor is becoming increasingly rare. I am so honored to be with you all here this evening, to hear Max share his story. I hope we will all leave here tonight with a heightened sense of duty to condemn intolerance and defend human rights in our everyday lives. Please join me in welcoming Aviva Raisky, daughter of a Holocaust survivor and a senior cantor at Toronto's congregation Habonim. Aviva traveled with Mr. Eisen on the 2015 March of the Living, where she conducted the choir at the Holocaust Remembrance Day ceremony in Auschwitz. Aviva will be joined and accompanied by C. Lansbaum, a Grammy Award-winning guitarist, whose parents were Holocaust survivors and who lost many members of his family in the Holocaust. I thank you all, and I look forward to a wonderful evening.